over the years. Another way of looking at some of those same statistics is my grandpa was raising 20 bushels per acre corn as they picked it by hand there in 1930. Last year, my brother on his whole farm harvested 200 bushels per acre, and the U.S. average was 162. If you look at milk, my grandpa had 4,500 pounds of milk. Today, we're over 20,000 pounds. The ironic thing about that is if we'd take the same fuel efficiency and extend it for cars, today we'd have over 100 miles per gallon in our cars. So truly, farmers and we in agribusiness have increased productivity. Dr. Borlaug, who I respect immensely and who got the gold medal acceptance speech in 2007, he said that if we'd have kept the same productivity levels in 1950 that we had now in the year 2000, we'd have to increase our acreage by 3 billion. So his three key points he made in his message. The first two was, we've done a tremendous job of increasing productivity, and we've done a tremendous job of improving sustainability. If we'd have brought all that marginal land in, think of the erosion we'd have. This chart describes what our efficiencies have been in producing food per unit or per bushel, gone up since the World War II, gone up 250%. So again, a tremendous productivity story we've got to share. So as we kind of put this whole productivity story together, we've got plenty of resources to do it. We may not have enough going forward, and we need to keep increasing productivity and sustainability to be sure we can get it done. So we do need to be very resourceful. Which leads me to my third conversation I want to have with you. And we've talked about this many times before, is how do we get agribusiness and farmers more actively involved in politics and in education of what do we need to do to feed the world. As we said, we've got to support this activity of sound science and coexistence. What we mean by coexistence is that organic farmers and conventional farmers and farmers who plant the biotech seeds can all exist in that same market and need to produce the seeds in the same market. When we talk about our productivity going up, my brother certainly does less tillage than my dad did. He's certainly doing a much better job of saving the water and the soil moisture there, reducing erosion, and much less soil compaction. So that fits right into this increased sustainability. So as we look at what we've done to reduce crop protection products, reduce the fuel per acre, my dad was using 11 gallons of fuel to produce an acre of Iowa corn. My brother's now using 4. Looking at it the other way around, Dad was producing 10 bushels per gallon of fuel. My brother's now producing 40 bushels per gallon of fuel. So you can see the tremendous productivity we've got increasing. And it's just reduced the carbon footprint tremendously, what Iowa agriculture, what the whole U.S. agriculture has done. The third point that Dr. Borlaug made a point of in his 2000 acceptance speech was, the pertinent question for today is, will farmers and ranchers be allowed to use the new technologies? And that's a very growing concern. As Lynn Henderson led a discussion this morning and talked about how bogged down approvals are in our USDA right now, we as a whole industry need to be more united about that. We can tell the story of increased productivity, reduced crop protection, more friendly crop protection products, more conservation tillage, my brothers and others using more filter strips to reduce runoff, and the reduced fuel per acre. But we still have more regulation. And what's that balance in that? And I wanted to share our personal story that we've had at Land O'Lakes and Forage Genetics about Roundup Ready alfalfa. We started researching that and inserting genes in partnership with Montana State University back in 1992. In the mid-90s, we rented genes, Roundup Ready gene to be in particular from Monsanto, and started inserting those into alfalfa. And then plants lived and died when we sprayed them with Roundup. And then in 2005, USDA approved us selling Roundup Ready alfalfa for the first time. Farmers in 2006, dairy farmers, showed that they got over $100 per acre in increased productivity when they sprayed their alfalfa with Roundup and just less weeds and better production of more protein per acre. Then the Center for Food Safety in 2006 sued USDA, saying they had not looked out for all economic stakeholders in the industry, mainly organic farmers. And so we sell organic seed. It's about 1% of our sales. But the other 99%, many of them would like to use the biotech. So in March of 2007, a judge put a stop sale on Roundup Ready alfalfa. This judge was from the 9th District Circuit in California, where they do not raise a lot of alfalfa, I can assure you. 37 months later, we missed planting seasons of spring 07, 08, 09, and 10. We're still going through this environmental impact statement. And USDA said they could have it back on the market in 2 years. Now we're at 37 months. And we're still going through that process of getting the public comments recorded and responded to. And if they don't go faster, we're not going to have it on the market for this fall. So again, how can farmers choose to plant a technology that might make them $100 an acre more if it's not getting through our registration process? The irony of it is we get more and more efficient. We have less and less farmers involved in agriculture, and now less than 2% of our population is actively involved in the production side of it. So kind of as we wrap this up, what do we need to do? I think there's 4 simple messages we in the communications community for agribusiness need to talk about. One is coexistence. Yes, if farmers want to plant organics and grow them, they can. If they want to do conventional seeds and do it the conventional way, they can. Or if they want to go biotech, they can. Let the market decide. Yes, we need to have increased productivity to feed the world, and biotechnology will be part of that. Yes, we need to have continued sustainability. Nobody looks out for his soil more than my brother does, because he wants to pass it on to his son and his grandson. So I just believe farmers can and should. Now, they're not all looking out for sustainability, but certainly the most of them are. And then we as a agribusiness community need to have sound science. And that's important that all of the 4 of these things work together. So that's the simple message. In conclusion, we need to drive the advance of productivity however we can. We need to speak up for it and defend it. I'm much more of a defender today than I was 3-4 years ago. We need to preserve the right for farmers to choose what these technologies that they could plant or not plant on their farm. Internationally, we need to build our exports where that helps our U.S. farmers. And in some cases, third world countries, we need to help them with our insights and our technologies and build their infrastructure so they can do more to feed themselves. We need to feed the world. The stakes are high. It's an obligation. It's an opportunity. I know we've talked about it many times before, but in this auditorium, there's a lot of reach. And so I want to encourage you to keep talking about how we can be more involved appropriately in getting this done right. In conclusion, again, I want to thank you for your time and attention. Thank you for selecting me for this honor. And thank you for whatever you're going to do to help further the future of agribusiness and production agriculture. Thanks.